Hi, in today's video I'm gonna give you my review of GoPro 11 Black that I just purchased from Costco. Hello again. In this video I'm gonna be talking about practical things I find with this GoPro. There are a bunch of other videos on YouTube you can find about GoPro. My point of view is a little bit different. I bought this camera for one reason. I have a regular big camera that I'm recording right now. This is my big camcorder. But also in some situations when I really need to use something smaller, this GoPro 11 Black is really the perfect choice. So on Black Friday in Costco, this camera was $289, so it's a really great deal. But my reason to get this camera was to have another compact camera that I can easily carry. I can have this camera in my pocket whenever I want to for a good stabilization and good shots. So for me, this GoPro, basically, it's going to be additional camera on top of my regular big camcorder. In situations where I need a really good stabilization, this Sony camcorder does good job, but not as good as this one. And in situations again where I need something smaller handy, that's gonna be perfect solution. So this might be great option for all of you. And also the price, around $300, you can beat it. My regular camcorder was about, I think, $600 or $700. So this GoPro from Costco came in a box like this. We got GoPro, the whole setup, that's why it was a good deal. It came with the small tripod, nice carrying case that's gonna be good when I travel. Came with two batteries, one is here, the other one is already in a GoPro. And it came with two attachments, one like this, the other one like that. And it also came with 64 gigs SD card. From the previous GoPros that I had this external charger with the SD card reader, which was very good. Unfortunately, this GoPro charger does not fit and does not charge the new GoPro 11 battery, so it's basically useless. So I'll have to sell it. And it would be good to have an external charger like that. Whenever you're gonna be on vacation, it's gonna be a hassle just to connect the battery straight into the GoPro and connect it, because then you can't use it. So you just have to charge two batteries ahead of time and then swap it whenever you have to. This GoPro 11 Black has a microphone in the front and also have a microphone on the top. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to put a foam filter in front of it just to block extra wind, so the audio is gonna be much better and without any distortions. I was watching a couple of different videos that you can use GoPro mode for this camera, but when I actually compare the sound quality, to me really it does not make sense to have any additional cases, carry all that, and then you have to open it, and then also the camera is not waterproof at the same time. So in my Sony camcorder, I have a 5.1 audio system, and I have a microphone that is right here, and I made this a couple of years ago, a little foam adapter, and this basically does a really awesome job as a wind filter. I'm gonna do the same thing on this GoPro, because when I'm gonna be outside, I don't want to have any distortions coming to the front microphone. So now I want to give you an example of how the sound quality is gonna change when I'm gonna use this small tiny filter. So this is a little tiny open cell foam that I'm going to put in front of the microphone. So here's how the sound is when I'm holding that in front of the fan, and now I'm going to put the foam. So now this is with the filter, this is without the filter, with the filter, and now this is without the filter. This is test of the microphone, about arm's length from the microphone, and I believe the microphone is right here in the front. I'm gonna put it on a tripod and I'm gonna walk back to see how far. Like this. Okay, so I'm about maybe 6 feet away from the microphone. I'm going back to like 10 feet from the microphone. So I'm going back 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, now I'm going to go behind the microphone. And now I believe that's the microphone at the top that is picking up my voice right now. In my next test, I wanted to show you the examples of the modes that I use that I think are practical. I don't use anything over 4K. It's just not practical for me. 1080 at 60 frames per second and sometimes 4K at 60 frames per second is just enough for me. So here it is. And even if I shake that camera a little bit, I have pretty good stabilization. Right now I'm gonna be walking. I'm gonna turn it towards me so you can see me. So even if I try to walk, or even if I'm going to, let me try to run. So I'm gonna run, and this is with the boost mode. I think we are getting pretty good. We are getting pretty good stabilization. So microphone, of course, from the front sounds better than if I turn it this way. So I like 60 frames per second because of the a little bit more sharper image. If I shoot at 30 frames per second, I kind of feel like the image is not as sharp. So let me just go and change to a little bit wider mode so you can see in comparison. Now I'm shooting in wide and with auto boost, so we should be getting a little bit more wider area. Okay, and I'm gonna turn it towards me. There's some noises in the background, I don't know if you can hear. So even if I run, it should be pretty good at the arm's length. And normally with my regular camcorder that has a gyro inside, my Sony camcorder, if I want to get a good shot, I really cannot do this. I kind of have to make it a little bit more stable. So this is wide and auto boost, and now this is a super wide view with auto boost. So this is the widest possible view, and if I turn it towards me, I can always see myself up to my hips. So this is really wide view with a little bit more probably distortions. Another view that I like to use, but for action sports, is the one that I'm gonna show you right now. And now this is full frame for really nice tall views for your sport shots, and stabilization, as you can see, is really amazing. So however you're gonna change it, it's really amazing what the GoPro came through from the first versions up to now 12, and I have 11, but basically that stabilization is really amazing. And of course the best option with linear with horizon lock, which is really amazing because I can move my camera totally left and right and sideways, and the camera does not move. So if you really want to have good amazing shots with amazing stability, this is the way to go. Linear with horizon stability gives you amazing shots, and I can actually go and run right now and the camera is not gonna budge. It's not moving at all. So you can run, you can do whatever you want, the camera is not moving. This is really the best thing that GoPro came up with, and I really like this mode the best. So especially when you're gonna be wanting really nice and smooth shots, horizon lock gives you that perfect smoothness. So right now you don't really need any stabilization devices, you don't need any gimbals. All you need to have is that GoPro 11 or 12 with perfect leveling options. Now this is super view with auto boost. Like, this is kind of good view also, but all the edges I think are a little bit distorted, so unless you really want to get that wider view point of view, this I would probably not use this too much, especially if you are trying to record somebody in front of you. If you're recording yourself, yeah, maybe this is gonna be a good point of view. And here I want to give you a couple of examples of the pictures that I took with this camera, and I use lens linear, and then in this situation right now it was wide. Pictures are really amazing, and the best part of the camera is that if you shoot at 4K in videos, you can basically capture pretty good quality pictures straight on video, so you don't need to worry about taking pictures with this GoPro camera. And now in this test I took screenshots of the 4K footage and 1080. Of course, when later I checked which one looks better, so in real life 4K always gonna look better than 1080. There's very little difference if you shoot at 60 frames per second, but if you shoot at 4K, then what I found out later, you can actually take a pretty good picture straight from the video, which pictures from 1080 don't look as sharp as from the 4K. So in summary, GoPro 11 Black is really great camera, huge improvements from the previous versions, great stabilization, good colors, and it's a really great camera for everybody that doesn't want to carry huge gear whenever you go on vacation. This basically does everything from video down to the pictures. If you have any questions, send me an email. I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. Thanks for watching, guys. Goodbye.